evening, my little disappointments, and welcome to another evening with Dante Nightly's Nightly Bedtime Stories, Thoughts, and Poems. This evening's story is called Mrs. Thompson. Mrs. Thompson had always been a rather aggressive teacher. Her crinkled face sported a mass of eyebrows. These eyebrows were constantly furrowed together, so much so that they left a cake of what have seemed to be makeup and body oil on the inward corners of a very thick pair of glasses. Her sour lips were in a constant pucker, as if she were forever sucking on a lemon. She had a paralyzing ice-cold stare. Her once light blue eyes, now gray with age, burned with a hunger. Her left eye in particular was hard to look at. It had a thick cataract and oozed a yellowish fluid from the tear duct. 4 students had had enough of her condescending and degrading tone. They knew just what to do to change her attitude. They hatched a plan for Halloween night. They would start by covering every inch of her yard with toilet paper. Then they would egg all of her windows. Next, they would split up. 2 of them would go around back, and 2 would stay up front. The 2 in front would place a paper bag of dog droppings on her front porch, light the bag on fire, ring the doorbell, and run. She would answer the door, finding the bag, and try to stomp it out, covering her foot in dog mess. The 2 in the back would then throw rocks and break the back windows. She would panic and rush through the house to see what was happening, forgetting she had canine mud on her foot. She would track it all through her house, and this would be hilarious, and it would be the perfect lesson to straighten her out. They were so excited to put this plan into motion. Sounds like fun. All went well with the toilet paper and the eggs. Time to split up. 2 boys hid and prepared the bag. This gave the other 2 time to circle around back and position themselves. Once all was ready, they approached the front porch and placed the bag right in front of the door. They struck their lighter, but a sudden commotion and blood-curdling shriek froze them right on the spot. Once they regained their courage, they dropped everything, circled around back, and peeked in the backyard, only to see both of their friends caught in large, rusty bear traps. One was wriggling and screaming out for help. The other had already passed out. They turned to flee, but ran into Mrs. Thompson's large frame. She snatched them both right up and had their throats out in an instant. She lumbered past the young man still trapped, paused, and said, "You need better friends." He looked on in horror as she walked over to the cellar door, opened it, and tossed the bodies inside. She stood over the young man who had passed out, leaned over, and took up the chain. She dragged the boy's limp body down into the cellar. The pain of flopping down the stairs woke the boy, and all that could be heard from outside the cellar was screaming, until a sudden thud silenced it. The young man realized it was now his turn, but he would not give up without a fight. He pulled and tugged at his leg and at the metal teeth of the bear trap, but he was not strong enough to release it. There was a subtle tension in the chain, and he turned to face Mrs. Thompson, now standing over him with a bloody ball-peen hammer. She said, "You were going to fail my class anyway." Well, I suppose the moral of the story is, choose your friends wisely. I wonder, would you have left your friends in a bear trap to save your own hides? Good night, and sweet screams.